So I don't know if you recall yesterday if I told you this, I believe I did, but there every day, today and Monday, new items will be added to your city that you need to add on to your project. Because as cities change, um, things change, right, in a city quickly. So your project has to reflect some of that change as well. So today I'm going to give you some new items that you're going to need to add on into your city someplace, and it needs to make sense where they are. And then on Monday I will give you more. Okay, and then that'll be the last time. I won't give you it on Tuesday. So just a couple of items that you need to add into your city. Okay. Before we do that, though, just a reminder of everyone: next week, Thursday and Friday, we will have our test. On Thursday will be your FRQ, and on Friday will be the multiple choice. Okay, so I did post a study guide on the Google Classroom for you. So if you have any questions about that, let me know. Not yet, because I haven't decided what FRQ it is. I will post that. I'll have that for you on Monday. Okay. So the question was, in case you didn't hear, will I post vocab for the FRQ? Yes, that will be on Monday. We can look at that really quick at the start of class. Okay. Next Thursday, Friday, FRQ Thursday, Friday is multiple choice. Okay. Questions about that? So a week from today is the FRQ. All right. So things you're going to need to add to your city, which you do have access to this on the Google Classroom as well. So the following items must be included in your city. You need to explain them, or it needs to make sense. So if you're going to do, some people are making like a detailed key, totally fine. Just make sure someplace you have a little bit of an explanation of why these things are where they're at. Okay. And it can just be a couple of sentences. It doesn't have to be like a lot of detail, but it needs to make sense, and you need to have some kind of explanation of why they're there. So whatever that is in your key, or if you attach a separate piece of paper, that's fine too. So first up is a Brownsfield. This is a manufacturing area that's moved away. They were left they were just abandoned. Usually unemployed residents. These are abandoned factories. Okay. They're a visual reminder of landscapes of how the center of the city has changed over time. So a lot of these may be near to your center of your city, where people used to live before they moved out to the suburbs. A typical brownfield consists of dilapidated buildings, possibly polluted and contaminated soil. That's part of the reason why they haven't been gentrified, like turned into loft apartments or something like that, because of the pollution that might be surrounding it. These are pretty expensive to remove and to repair, and a lot of that is because of the pollution. They devalue neighborhoods, so properties surrounding this might be very devalued, which means generally brownfields are found where? Yeah, this is going to be in a lower income. There are a ton in Rockford, yes, 100%. So if you drive around Rockford and look around for abandoned buildings, those are brownfields, if they're like former factory buildings. Okay. So those need to be added into your city someplace. Okay. Then we have filtering. This is kind of a similar idea. Housing has suffered from decay in central cities. Filtering is a change in the use of houses from a single family home to rental units in a multifamily dwelling. So what happened was, for a long time, this possibly was an up and coming, maybe upper middle class or upper class neighborhood, and so they built these beautiful, bigger homes, and then the idea of blockbustering came in, like, oh, look who's moving into your neighborhood. You guys need to get out to the suburbs where you have these big yards and bigger houses. So single families move out, and they decide to turn these homes into multi apartments. And people move in, but since the family's out in the suburbs, they don't really care that much about them. And they decay over time. So during the prosperous era, the family would have lived there. Then they moved to the suburbs, particularly during white flight, and they become absentee landlords for less wealthy residents. As the house grew older, it might have been further subdivided. So maybe it started as 2 apartments and it got subdivided into 4 apartments, and the building deteriorates, and it attracts poorer and poorer buyers. So again, this is an area that maybe was once an up and coming neighborhood, where wealthy people lived. They moved out during white flight to the suburbs, and now it is more of a dilapidated neighborhood. Question: This Rockford has some of these as well, especially if you're seeing older homes that are subdivided into apartments. Questions about filtering? So somewhere in your city, you need to have some of this happening. And then redlining, which we talked about on Tuesday. Redlining can be made worse. Filtering is made worse by redlining. So the process by which the banks refuse to loan money to people to improve properties in certain urban areas. So the banks might consider investing in some of these areas, but it's just too risky. So they won't. Aren't people who are trying to buy these can't get loans. Particularly affects minority people. And it makes neighborhoods that are already struggling spiral into even less desirable neighborhoods. Okay. Redlining now is outlawed, but it still happens, and it's a form of racial discrimination. So you need a neighborhood or section of your city that is or was redlined, which would now be considered like a poor neighborhood. Okay. And those are the three things for today. Okay. Any questions about these three? Any questions at all? All right, so I'm going to just give you the time to get working then. If you have questions, let me know. 7th hour, if you guys have questions, please email me. I will be available if you need me via Google Meet, though I will be at the dentist office. So, but if you need that, let me know. I can do it like towards the after 2:45. Okay. I will see you 7th hour on Monday.